One Zambia, one nation. Hello and welcome to the news. To present, my name is Henry Himonde. The top stories in our news. Zambia flying doctor service conducts surgical operations in Sinana. Mumbwa government departments get new office block. And traditional leaders urged to use their positions to promote peace and unity. And now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has launched a 10 days of community service in celebration of the 2 years of the United Party for National Development in government. President Hichilema said the party has dedicated the 10 days of community service to interact with Zambians and explain what government is doing for them. Darrington Kawambe has more in this report.
President Hakainde Hichilema has launched a 10 days of community service in celebration of the 2 years of the United Party for National Development in government. The head of state said this during the 10 days national launch of activism marking the UPN's 24 months in power at a celebration held at Mangu Stadium of Western Province.
We are building a country which was destroyed by people, some people. And those who destroyed the country are the ones who are talking loudly, too much talk time, talk, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. We must recruit more members. We must grow the party. That's how the political party must be done. And now that we've stabilized the country, you will see Muchaha going around the country and supporting the political party. We know Lewanika Hospital, we need to improve it and we'll do it. We know King Lewanika University, we are going to work to complete it. We know that Katunda, Lukuru, Watopa, Mungezi Road. We know we are going to work on that. Watuapuli Kaselva Road, Kawema, Wango, Selanga, Miseto, Muliro Kota, we have to work on it and our plans are already advanced. Keseke Livingstone, we know we are working on all those things. Now that the debt is restructured by and large, the money which was not there, now we bring in the money to focus on developing.
And both UPND Secretary General Batuke Imenda and Western Province Minister Kapela Mbangweta also added their voices.
I would like to remind the structures that this occasion is to launch 1 week of activism, meaning let us show the people that which the President Hakainde Hichilema, the new John government, and you yourselves have done through your MPs to bring development to Western Province. Most importantly, but maybe not immediately visible to the eye, is the fact that you are probably the only president who has taken the bold step to protect the traditional riches of Western Province by ensuring that the cattle population is protected.
Earlier, President Hakainde Hichilema paid a courtesy call on His Majesty King Litunga, and Barroso establishment Ngambela Mukela Manyando expressed happiness for the visit.
On behalf of the on the Barroso establishment, we are grateful that His Excellency the President visited us here. We have encountered some of the development projects that we see. One of them is the road that we are now. This was a moribund road for a long, long time between Mongo and Limonga. Now we can see it is tarmac. But there are other projects which are in the offing. We have the bridge at Calabo. We have also opened that bridge at the Kapuya Bridge, and His Excellency was also assuring us that the road between Saka and Mongo, that bad stretch, will soon be restored. Equally, the street from Sinungoma to Kazungura on the Sesheke Livingston Road will also be done. These are important projects.
Darlington Kavambe reporting for Zanis News in Mangu District, Western Province.
Still in Western Province, an obstetrician under the Zambia Flying Doctor Service team conducting surgical operations at Senanga General Hospital has said ovarian cyst, cervical cancer, fibroids and hernia are some of the common conditions affecting people in Senanga District of Western Province. Tovin Ngombe filed in this report.
The Zambia Flying Doctor Service team conducting surgeries at Senanga General Hospital in Western Province have conducted a number of surgical operations to help the communities in the district who have no access to specialized health services. An obstetrician conducting surgical operations has observed an increase in ovarian cysts, cervical cancer, fibroids as the most common conditions the team has attended to among the women. The medical team spent most of their time in the theater, offering specialized services to save the lives of patients who were booked for them. The obstetrician outlined the works done so far to save the people.
What we noted already from the day we came is that we have a lot of women with ovarian cysts. That was the most prevalent thing that we noted, of which 2 of them were already operated on them. We had a few women with fibroids. Most of them were asymptomatic, not fit for surgery or which didn't need any surgical interventions. And one patient with CIN3, which is basically a precursor to cervical cancer, that we were just from operating.
The obstetrician outlined the works done so far to save the people.
The first day we had some minor surgeries. We did evacuation of the molar pregnancy and we did sacrilege placement. Then yesterday we had 2 major operations. We had a massive ovarian cyst in a 27-year-old Naniparas student that was removed. We had another woman, a 41-year-old with a twisted dermoid cyst and tubal ligation. So this morning, the other case we had to cancel to postpone. It was an elderly woman, 80 years old, who was supposed to undergo a hysterectomy for pelvic organ prolapse. But we had to reschedule because we don't have the relevant investigations.
A medical doctor at Senanga General Hospital has thanked the Zambia Flying Doctor team for coming to the aid of the people here.
We are happy with the coming in of the Flying Doctor Service. As you are seeing now, we are having a lot of surgeries happening. And today we are almost finishing 1 case. Yesterday we had about 3, and today we had 2. So we are quite happy, and the response from the community after the announcement that the Flying Doctor Service has come in has been quite overwhelming. We have a lot of people that we plan to operate within the coming 5 days.
Life is precious, and extending such specialized services to rural communities such as Senanga should be the answer to equitable access to health services. Tovini Ngombe, Zanis, Senanga District.
On the Copperbelt Province, the Japanese Organization for International Cooperation in Family Planning and the Planned Parenthood Association of Zambia have launched a project on cervical cancer screening at Njelemani and Kalweo health facilities in Masaiti and Mpongwe districts on the Copperbelt Province. Provincial Health Director Charles Mwinuna, in a speech read on his behalf by Mpongwe District Administrative Officer Moses Banda, said the new screening centers for cervical cancer will prevent women from dying of cancer. Mary Chola now reports.
Zambia is one of the countries in the world with the highest death rate of women who suffer from cervical cancer. In an effort to complement government effort, Japanese Organization for International Cooperation in Family Planning, in collaboration with Planned Parenthood Association of Zambia, have set up 2 cervical cancer screening centers at Njelemani in Masaiti district and Kaleo in Impongo district on the Copperbelt province.
A number of our mothers who have died due to cervical cancer could have been saved if we had such a facility where they could be detected or early detection can be done. I'm also appealing to the people of Kalueo and also the people of Masaiti to work with Joseph and PPAZ to ensure that this project is a success.
The two non-governmental organizations are targeting to screen over 10,000 women in 2 years.
You may want to know that cervical cancer has been a big challenge in many of our communities, and it's because women don't even know that there is a very high possibility of them having cervical cancer. And some of them tend to discover that they have cervical cancer when it has reached a very advanced stage, which is difficult to actually deal with. The project comes with the capacity building activities for both the health staff and also the community members.
To reduce the cervical cancer case through the promotion of screening and treatment in Zambia and Japan. I would like to thank again for the support, for their strong commitment and support to promote the health of women, mothers, and children in Zambia.
The organization's indicator of success is from 0% to 15% of women accessing screening and treatment services. Marichola for Zanis in Impongo district on the Copperbelt province.
And in Northwestern Province, management at Solwezi General Hospital has urged government to consider expanding and modernizing the health facility using Constituency Development Fund. Solwezi General Hospital Senior Medical Superintendent Kitanda Sondashi said this will respond to the increasing population of people in Northwestern Province. Details in this report by Mary Nglovu.
Management at Solwezi General Hospital has called for the expansion of infrastructure and upgrade of equipment at the health facility.
This is a hospital that was built in 1975 to cater for a population of around less than 300,000 people. But now we're talking about more than 1 million people. Our catchment, like I have said, is the entire province. Our catchment is not just Solwezi district. As the referral hospital for the province, that means we are looking at the whole province. So our catchment is the entire province, Northwestern Province. So because of that, we are facing a lot of challenges in terms of infrastructure. The numbers of people that are coming through our hospital is quite a huge number. So sometimes we're having a lot of challenges, to offer the best type of service to everyone.
This came to light when United Party for National Development UPND provincial and Solwezi district leadership visited the facility to appreciate the situation.
We have toured a number of wards. We've seen a number of wards that needs to be worked on. We've gone to the mother's shelter. The mother's shelter is in the sorry state. It needs to be worked on.
The senior medical superintendent highlighted further challenges the health facility is currently facing.
Our mortuary needs a lot of attention. It's a very old mortuary. And the capacity also, like I said, the population has increased. So you find most of the time mortuary is full to capacity. The machines are also old, the fridges there. That from time to time the fridges are breaking down. So we definitely need new fridges in our.
Government wants to ensure that everyone has access to quality health services through universal coverage. For Zanis in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province, I am Mary Nglovu.
We now go for our first break and more news on the other side. Stay tuned.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Welcome back. Now, Chadiza District Council in Eastern Province has started disbursing loans under the 2022 Constituency Development Fund, with the first group sharing over 1.9 million kwacha. Speaking at the financial literacy meeting with beneficiaries, Constituency Development Fund Chairperson Samuel Milanzi said 37 groups that have benefited from the disbursement have already received their money. Details in the following report.
Chadiza District is now a beneficiary of the strategic development programs being implemented under the UPND government that has prioritized decentralization as a vehicle for development. 2 years of the UPND having been voted into office, the strides being made to transform the socio-economic situation is visible enough in Chadiza. The Constituency Development Fund, CDF, is slowly but surely changing the developmental landscape in this rural district, with 37 groups benefiting under the loans component of the 2022 CDF.
Today we are meeting with the beneficiaries for loan components, and so far 37 groups have been identified.
But the beneficiaries have a request.
Tenzapempha kuli imwe kuti musalonjeze ngaba muli pakati p'abantu kuti mailo mukaenda kuja mafi yonse tingwa kutumilani mafoni izi ndalama tipase ngoni fast tiupempha noti apa mwalonjeza mwati mailo basi mwaendelera ulingana na nyengo ya business.
The council has warned beneficiaries against misuse of the loans to be paid in installments.
The government gave this money so that the livelihoods of Chadiza residents improve. That's why you found that if someone may be requested for a 200, we look at also the proposal. What was determining is your proposal.
I just want to emphasize one thing to these beneficiaries that are getting the loans now. They should understand that this is not a grant. So this is a loan, and there's a difference between a grant and a loan.
Juba Zulu, Zanis, Chadiza District, Eastern Province.
And in Central Province, Provincial Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe has handed over an office block that was built at a cost of 1 million kwacha to address a challenge of office accommodation faced by the Departments of Community Development and Social Welfare. Mr. Mwanakampwe notes that the officers from the department used to share a single office at the district administration. More in the following report.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe has handed over a 1 million kwacha office block to the Departments of Community Development and Social Welfare in Mumbwa District. Mr. Mwanakampwe says the construction of the 1x9 office block is intended to address the challenge of office accommodation by the two departments.
This infrastructure historically was started under self-help program with a total sum of 50,000 kwacha, and the Ministry of Community Development came through with a difference of 936 to see to it that this infrastructure is completed to where it is today.
And District Administrative Officer Simasi Kunawa observed that officers from the two departments were sharing a single office at the district administration.
We've been given this building, but as departments, I appeal to you. It's part of risk management. If we can put a wall around this building, that will be part of our risk management.
Mumbwa District Social Welfare Officer Highness Nshimbi delivered a vote of thanks.
Would like you to also help us with a guard to guard this place. As you can see, it's a beautiful place with a lot of staff inside, and also with a general worker who keep the environment clean.
Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba has employed people living in the diaspora to consider spending their family holidays in Zambia. Mr. Skumba said Zambia has significant tourism sites that offer a unique experience for both local and international visitors. He urged Zambians living in the diaspora to refrain from visiting other tourism destinations, adding that Zambia has so much to offer in terms of tourism experience. Mr. Sikumba further encouraged Zambians living in the diaspora to contribute in growing the country's economy by spending their holidays in the country. The minister said this during a cultural dinner to mark the close of the Sport Expo and Forum, which ran from 25th to 26th August 2023. Meanwhile, Mr. Skumba has called for the preserving of the country's culture, noting that the Ministry of Tourism will continue to market it to the outside world. And speaking earlier, Zambia Diaspora Organization President Ferdinand Simwanya thanked government for creating an enabling environment for the growth of sports in the country.
The 11th province of our country to come back home. Next year in 2024, the Republic of Zambia will be turning 60 years old. And I think it will be a very, very good initiative that with the second Sports Expo that you're going to have, push the agenda of getting all non-Zambians who are sitting out there in the diaspora to come back home. Come back home to showcase what Zambia is all about. And I dare make mention that there's no better time to invest in Zambia than now. Do not be left out. Don't wait for that train to leave the station. Don't wait for that ship to sail. Come back home, come and invest in Zambia. We're not saying you relocate to Zambia. Some of you can, but the idea is for that particular holiday that you go to Dubai, that you go to the UK, that you go to other places outside where you're domiciled at the moment. Please come back home and see what better opportunities that exist today.
This event has been a testament to the power of unity, dedication, and a shared passion for sports, culture, and our nation's progress. I'm truly honored to stand before you to express my heartfelt gratitude. Honorable Ministers, first and foremost, I extend my sincere thanks to the government of the great nation Zambia for its unwavering support and commitment to fostering a vibrant sports and cultural landscape.
We now take our second break and more news on the other side. Stay tuned.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you, member of the public, we work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
Welcome back. In Mchinga Province, Chief Myombe of the Tumbuka people of Mafinga District says his chiefdom will continue to work with the government of the day in bringing about development to the people. And Provincial Deputy Permanent Secretary Matthews Chilekwa says government is committed to uplifting the living standards of traditional leaders. The two were speaking during the Vinkakanimba traditional ceremony of the Tumbuka people of Mafinga District. Details in this report by Pamela Inambao.
It was characterized with traditional dances from various cultural groups. The Vikankanimba traditional ceremony of the Tumbuka people of Mafinga district, which attracted both local and international traditional leadership, was described as colorful. And Muchinga Province Deputy Permanent Secretary, Reverend Matthew Chilekwa, says government is alive to the challenges faced by traditional leaders.
I have taken the concern of police station construction. I will take it to the committee that looks in development so that they can consider. There is need of our community to put up some concerted effort to report every criminal to relevant authority. For the construction, your Royal Highness, we are on the ground as government. We have good citizens on the ground already. The right and the good information.
Meanwhile, Mafinga area member of parliament has called on residents to work with the government of the day.
Pay tribute to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia. The CDF is real and is a game changer. But the issue of the WDCs, there must be a clear roadmap. Our people are approving projects but they don't have any single allowances, and most of them, especially in Mafinga, you find that some of our members of WDCs walk distances as far as 20 kilometers, but there's no provision for any allowance that has to be given to them.
Speaking earlier, Chief Myombe, who spoke through his representative, Frank Muowo, raised concerns on a number of issues.
I wish to reiterate that my chiefdom stands ready to support the government programs aimed at uplifting the plight of the people. Consider giving Myombe an immigration office at Katanga. Continues to grapple with the increased number of murders for people, especially the elderly ones, suspected to be practicing witchcraft. This crime continues to be a challenge, and we therefore appeal to Muchinga Police Commissioner through your office to assist and curb this inhuman vice.
Earlier, the Deputy Permanent Secretary and his entourage paid a courtesy call on the chief. Pamela Inamba reporting for Zanis in Mafinga District, Muchinga Province.
And finally, Minister of Labour and Social Security Brenda Tambatamba has reiterated government's continued resolve to work with the church in promoting peace and unity in the country. Ms. Tambatamba said this when she officiated at the Solwezi Diocese Catholic Women's Organization presentation of Seminarian Fund to support seminarians who are studying to become priests. Here are the details.
The Solwezi Catholic Diocese Women Organization have held their annual Seminarian Fund presentation meant to support the education of young men studying for priesthood. The event is preceded by Mass celebrated by Bishop Charles Kasonde, while Labour Minister Brenda Tambatamba is guest of honor.
Today, you the mothers, you have seen that the Bishop and the Church of Solwezi needs help. And you saw with your eyes, and this is the help that you are bringing.
My Lord Bishop, the new government under His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, reveres the relationship with the Church, because it is here where the citizenry are molded. The formation of seminarians is a complex process that encompasses intellectual, spiritual, and emotional growth. It is within the journey that women contribute significantly.
Over 300,000 kwacha has been raised through contributions from various parishes across the diocese.
We need more priests so that our outstations can hear Mass regularly. We need more priests so that confession can be conducted regularly. And this, my fellow Catholic faithful, can only be achieved if we get more seminarians enrolled and educated rightly through these means of contributions by ourselves.
Leonard Chuka is one of the beneficiaries of the contributions.
We appreciate your efforts, plans, and contributions in order to fulfill the seminarians, deacons, and priests.
Parishes that contributed more than expected are honored with trophies in recognition of their efforts among them St. Kizito Parish. For Zanis News, I am Chabun Koma in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, let's take another look at the top stories in our news. Zambia flying Dr. Service conducts surgical operations in Sinanda. Mumbwa government departments get new office block. And traditional leaders urged to use their positions to promote peace and unity. Thank you so much for staying with us. On behalf of the entire news production crew, my name is Henry Himonde. Remember to join us tomorrow again for another edition. For now, it's goodbye.